Good afternoon, everyone. This is a very special occasion for us to come together around a piece of legislation that strikes to the heart of our families in our country. I'm pleased to be here with Democratic Whip Steny Hoyer, Ranking Member Conyers of the Judiciary Committee, Congresswoman Gwen Moore, the author of the Violence Against Women Act, and Congresswoman Louise Slaughter. We'll hear from them. Congresswoman Slaughter was one of the original co-sponsors when we passed the bill way back when originally, and also to be joined by so many of my colleagues from the House at a time when the House has adjourned and they're still here. This is very important to us. On Monday, Americans heard our president issue a clarion call to action to live up to the highest ideals of equality and opportunity, to make real the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today, House Democratic leaders are here to fulfill that promise, to protect the lives and secure the liberty and happiness of America's women and families by reauthorizing and strengthening the Violence Against Women Act. For nearly 2 decades, the Violence Against Women Act has helped ensure that no victim of domestic violence has to suffer in silence or in the shadows. Its passage, led by then-Senator Joe Biden, at the time the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, was a watershed moment for history, in our history. And in the years since, we've come together in a bipartisan way to reauthorize and expand the reach of this law. Now we must do it again. The last Congress had the opportunity to take this action. The Senate passed a strong bill with a bipartisan vote of 68 to 31. 68 to 31. Yet House Republicans refused to bring the Senate's bipartisan bill to the floor, leaving millions without a critical line of defense against domestic violence. This Congress has a chance to correct the mistake without further delay. Today, with 158 co-sponsors and counting, that's in the House, including every woman Democrat in the House, Democrats are reintroducing the Reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which would strengthen existing protections, expand protections to LGBT Americans, immigrants, and Native Americans. This bill already has bipartisan support in the Senate already, including from key Republican women senators. So it's already bipartisan there. It is time for their House Republican colleagues to follow suit and join the Senate in a bipartisan backing of this measure. Failure to enact this bill would deprive women and children of vital protection against abuse and law enforcement of essential tools to combat domestic violence. We must act now. After almost 2 decades of success, the facts are clear. The Violence Against Women Act works. It has saved lives, has made women and children and their families safer, and this year we will build on that history of progress.